Hello everyone, welcome to the IgnitedThinkers YouTube channel. If you're new, my name is Gitika Gorthi, and today I have a pretty epic video planned. As you probably read by the title, I went skydiving at 18, and today I'm here to share all the details of how that experience went down. And let's just say it was pretty crazy, so let's just get right into it. I'm so excited. It's so great out here. It's such a great view. A little bit, but I'm excited. You can do it. Just believe in yourself.
Excellent job, you're perfect. We're gonna get ready to fly some around. We'll see you guys in a moment. Alright everybody, here we are, flying the parachute. Ready to try some of the fun stuff?
Yep.
Hold it down on the right. What do you think of that?
That was awesome.
Anybody out there you want to call out? Tell them to jump next time?
Yeah, my mom and my brother and my dad.
Think you can get them all out here?
Yep, I will one day. At least my brother. As you saw in those videos, I had an epic time going skydiving, and with 10 out of 10, recommended to everyone. So, in this video, we're going to be really talking about my experience going skydiving, my emotions, advice I would give, and just really like how this experience was for an 18-year-old. So, let's just do a little story time and get into it. So a little background of who I am as a person. So I am pretty adventurous, so going into the experience, I like those adrenaline experiences. I always did roller coasters growing up, and I would go on the tallest roller coaster practically available in every amusement park. So this was totally something that I just had on my bucket list. And the moment I turned 18, I was just planning to go skydiving. So this was just waiting to happen essentially. And, going into this experience, I did not have indoor skydiving experience. Many people, I feel like on videos and stuff are like, oh, I had this indoor skydiving experience, which made me want to do outdoor skydiving, but I never did it. So I was kind of scared. I was like, I don't know if this is going to be like a roller coaster. I'm literally falling 10,000 plus feet from a plane down. Yeah, someone's behind me, but that's still pretty crazy. So I did something called Tampa skydiving at DC Skyline. DC Skyline is around 30 to 45 minutes away from my house. And I did it with someone else attached to my back because I'm not an experienced professional in skydiving. And I got to the experience, which was around 2 o'clock afternoon. And I first we had like a 30-45 minute wait time, which I thought was kind of, you know, the longest part of the whole trip was just the anxious waiting of me going. But it ended up being like a pretty fun experience to wait. It was pretty anxious, but I saw people coming down and they kind of told me afterwards, like, this was pretty epic, you're gonna love it. And so that kind of gave me the confidence to believe in myself. So it was nice. And they gave me a like 2 to 5 minute training experience of what to expect going up into the plane, my posture, safety precautions. And after the training session, I waited around 5 more minutes and I got suited up. And so you going into this experience, you don't have to take anything with you. Everything is really provided. But something that I did to prepare for this event is I bought goggles on Amazon. My face, it's pretty tiny. And I didn't know if the goggles that they would have would, you know, work for my face or be tight enough. And so I ended up buying my own pair, and it was a really good experience. And I would 10 out of 10 recommend you to buy your own goggles. Something else I did in advance is clothing. I wore like a pretty, like a long sleeve tight sweater type shirt, which you saw in the video, which I bought. And I also got some like sweatpants that I put on. You can also do like tights or like leggings. I would not recommend jeans or anything tight or constricting. Loose clothing is always better, and definitely something to cover because it's pretty chilly up there. So in terms of clothing, that's my recommendation. So those are kind of things I did preparing for that event, but I didn't bring any other gear or anything. They had everything with them. And so after the training session, we geared up and he didn't attach himself initially. We just had all of the buttons and everything in place so that when we were on the plane, we could just link up. And so that's what happened. So we got onto this very tight, small plane. And so once we got there, you know, we were kind of in that small little plane and he attached himself to me before closing the door, and then he closed it and we just took off. And at this moment, my heart was beating. I was nervous. My parents were on the sidelines. They were just waving to me and I was like, I'm excited, but I'm nervous. And so it was definitely a crazy emotional time at that point. But then we started going up. And this was the longest part of the whole skydiving experience. The whole ride was around 7 minutes, and I bet 5 minutes of it was really just going up to that altitude of 10,000 feet. And I think that was the best part, honestly, because you got to see the beautiful view of the planet. You're literally like, you feel like you're a bird. So the whole 5 minutes, you're just going up to that 10,000 foot altitude, and you're seeing the land, you're seeing the sky. It feels like you're above the clouds and you're almost about to get out of the planet. And even though you're not, it just felt like that. And it was a really cool experience. And so even just for that, I would go skydiving again. So once I got to that altitude, you know, he was just telling me, you know, like, we're about to go out now. And he was very comforting. And you would think that my heart would be racing at this point, but it wasn't. I don't know if it's the adrenaline rush or me not realizing what's about to happen, but I was just so like excited. I just was like, what am I supposed to do now? And so I was so focused on following the rules that they told me of putting my feet out properly, being in the right position and all of that. And he just kind of pushed me, you know, he pushed me and I just took off. Like that experience, you would think that's the worst part, but it wasn't, because they just did it. They would tell you, oh, put your feet out, and then you put it out and you're out of the plane. They don't even give you time to process. You just are falling. And that was a really, really cool experience. It was such an amazing experience. And once I fell, immediately the wind was pushing back on my face. And you probably saw in the video, like my face was really pushed back. And the wind was just blowing. I couldn't keep my eyes open. And so one thing that I would say is, if you guys buy like a helmet or just something to cover your whole head, I think it would maybe give you a better experience because your face wouldn't be like pushed on and you might be able to open your eyes better. But for me, I liked having the goggles because it, you know, the whole experience was the wind pushing on you, you feeling like you're a bird flying. And so that was definitely like the best part. And so for like about 10 seconds, we had like, not even 10 seconds, maybe 20 or 30 seconds, we had free fall, where we didn't have the parachute and we just fell. And that was probably the best exciting part of it. I know I keep saying that this was the most exciting part, or that was the most exciting part, but really it was just the falling part was also a cool experience. And once we fell, the trainer, the person in the back would pull the parachute and boom, like everything slowed down. We were going so fast and boom, suddenly everything became slow. And the parachute experience was so cool because I got to literally see everything, all the people, all the homes, and like all the land space that was there. just with my eyes, and everything was going very slow. And he would push the parachute in different directions to go in spirals. And it was just a really, really cool experience, kind of coming all the way down. And the whole, once we got off the plane, coming down, landing, that whole part was like a minute, maybe 2 minutes max. It was very short, very quick. I wish it was longer, honestly, but it was very fun. So yeah, that was kind of my skydiving experience and what I was as like a person. And, you know, doing it at 18, I think is a great decision because you get to do it again and again. And you don't become tired of it. And I think there's definitely no impact being younger aged doing this. And I would recommend everyone to go skydiving, even if you're not adventurous, because it's not really scary. The best part of the experience is just gliding and viewing Earth from the top. It was just that vision was beautiful because you see it in pictures all the time, but when you actually experience it, you just feel like you're on top of the world. And it's just a really fun experience. So that was my skydiving experience. Hopefully you guys were able to learn what it was like, what it might look like for you guys, things to take, things to buy. And, you know, you're overall just, you know, had a great time listening to my own story time, doing my first skydiving experience at 18. And if you guys like these types of videos where I talk about personal experiences, journeys I've had, something related to aerospace or not, please let me know and we can do more of that. Thank you guys all for your time and have a great rest of your day. Bye.